Hey there, Mario Karters and Frenzy fans. Welcome to our channel.
This is our very first YouTube episode where we're going to be talking about Mario Kart Tour, specifically the races in ranked this week, the points potential that we have to score in ranked, and the ticket transactions that might help us out.
But before we dive into that, I wanted to give you guys a quick background of who we are and why we're so excited about this. So, back in early March, early April, somewhere around there, right around the time, I don't know if you guys have heard of this thing called COVID, hit, we are a married couple, and we were like, let's go get a Nintendo Switch. And just so happened that everybody else in the world had the exact same thought as us. So we didn't know what it was going to be or how much we were going to like it. We just kind of picked up the game, started playing it.
Next best thing.
Next best thing.
Can't get a Switch.
And we've been obsessed with it ever since. And honestly, it's been the best marriage therapy. Because what do you do when you're stuck in a house 24/7 with your spouse? Mario Kart.
And it's cool because it's something we can play together. It's non-competitive. So we're like rooting for each other the whole time.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's like the best team sport, but solo sport too.
Yeah. So we were noticing that, every week for ranked, like a lot of times we would see our loadouts and we'd have tickets and we'd spend all of our tickets because we wanted to get the highest score possible. But then that left us the next week with like no tickets and we were kind of struggling. And so we're trying to figure out a way to be able to better predict when we needed to spend tickets, predict how many points that we could get in ranked, and match that up with the other people that were being put in our ranked to see if it was even worth like trying to grind and, do the investment in tickets and stuff. So I ended up making just a little spreadsheet. It kind of started little and then it got bigger and bigger, but it's something that I've been working on lately and thought it would be good for the community to share with you guys. So it's this Mario Kart Tour race score predictor. So what we're wanting to do for this first episode is kind of go through the calculator and show you how to use it, and then hopefully it'll help you guys out with your guys' ranked cups. So let's just go ahead and get in it. So this week is the second week of the Cat Tour.
The Cat Tour.
We weren't very excited about the Cat Tour when it was announced. We never played like the Super Mario 3D World, and so I know that these characters have to do with like that game, but to us it's just weird. Mario is a cat, or Peach is a cat, Toad is a cat.
But hey, for all of our cat ladies out there, we support you.
Whatever. So, not our most favorite tour ever, but it is what it is. So, it's the second week, so let's just kind of get into the predictor. So, on the first tab of the predictor here, we got some instructions. So, there are going to be some some cells that are kind of in a light yellow color, and those are going to be cells that you want to either enter in text or numbers. And there's going to be some cells that are gray, and those cells actually perform calculations, so don't worry about making any changes to those cells. And if you do accidentally make a change, just push like the undo button, or you can re-download a fresh copy. So in Mario Kart Tour, there are 4 ways to be able to earn points during a race. And you notice it shows you each of those 4 categories at the very end of your race. So the first one is the points that you get for your placement. So if you got first place, second place, third place, and that depends on your player level. So here I'm player 138, or player level 138, and so I get 5,760 points for getting first place.
I'm at a lot lower rank because while I love the game, I don't play nearly as much as this guy over here does. So my points come in lower. So it's important to know those points so when you use the calculator, you're calculating it correctly.
Yeah. So then the second thing is your bonus points per action, and that's probably the trickiest thing. We'll go into that here in just a second. The third thing is your base points, which is just the amount of points that you have over here on the right. So I've got Toad. He's got 870 base points. And then the last thing is your bonus points boost, which is only applied to an item that's on the top shelf that's got a level 2 or higher. And so that's just based on your item level and how many actions you've done.
So people who are new to the game, one of the best strategies when you're choosing what players to race, if you don't know, you want to choose someone from the top shelf, and you want to choose the people who are at the highest level, so you can get up to level 6, and you want to choose the player of those who are then have the highest points. There's different ways you can add points to your player. You can do it by racing it a bunch and earning points, and then you can also get tickets that you add to your player to level up their points.
Yeah, like down here, I got King Babam. I just barely got him, and so you can use tickets to give him more base points, or you can just race him and you get points added to it after you race it. So, like I was saying, the trickiest thing is the bonus points per action, and this is calculated from your final score. It's where you take your earned bonus points and you divide it by the number of actions that you have in the race. And this is something that just takes a little bit of practice, I guess, to kind of figure out like what races you can expect, like how many bonus points per action you can expect. A lot of factors go into it. Your player, or like how well you play the game, like your driving skill, or essentially how well you're able to maintain combos. The length of the course, whether it's a trick course or just like a normal or reverse course, how many item boxes there are, and if you have a player that has a special skill that has a special item, all of these things kind of play into the bonus points per action.
One of the cool things about our channel too is we have very different ways of processing the world. So my husband, he loves numbers. He crunches numbers. I'm very basic. I just like to have fun with a lot of things. And so because of that, one of the goals of our channel is if you really love the data part of it, this tool is going to be awesome to help you maximize those numbers. And if you're more like me, where you're kind of just deal with the ranges, like I'm kind of good, I'm kind of this, we're going to break it down for you too, what you can expect every week based off of the data that we've collected and that we've crunched for you. So you can get really, really into this, or you can just use our base knowledge and estimate from there.
Yeah. So you'll see on, there's going to be a tab per course, and each tab you're going to have to enter in your player level, how many bonus points per action, and how many actions you anticipate getting, as well as your item type, whether it's a high-end, a super, or a normal, what level that item is that you're going to be using, and then the base points that you have on that item. And so what you got to do is you got to tap on the cell first and then into the text field so that a pull down will appear, and I'll show you how to do all that. So once you put in all of that data, you can then down here there's going to be a calculated score for the above loadout, and if you're wanting to compare your current loadout to a potential loadout, if you were to apply some tickets to your driver and your glider, you want to see how many more points based on the same amount of actions, the same run essentially, how many more points would you get. You can then copy that or just type in the score you're trying to compare, and you put it in a previously calculated expected score. So there are notes in some of these guys. So for example, here it says when comparing potential point loadouts, record a point value here with a certain loadout. Then when you change a loadout value, you can see the point difference easily. I got a couple little typos in there, but anyway.
We'll get it ironed out for you.
Yeah. So, and then at the very bottom, you can type in your actual score of what you got when you actually raced it. So we're just going to go ahead and dive in here. This first race is Koopa Troopa Beach RT. And my player level, I think it was 138, right?
It was, yep.
So we'll go ahead and type in 138. And then on this course, I expect, I've played it before, and I'm thinking, played it with a non-coin box driver. I think what I would do is actually go with Toad here originally. So I would do 125 actions, and here I would anticipate getting about 52 bonus points per action. And so here we've got Super Driver, and he's at level 6. So we scroll down here to level 6. Oh, and just a little note. This is only going to apply, these levels only apply if they're on the top shelf. If you don't have someone on top shelf and you're driving someone that's either on the bottom or the middle shelf, you'll need to put in 0 in order for the calculation to work right. So, but here I've got Toad at level 6, and his base points are at 870. So if I pick Toad,
Because he's so cute.
yeah. And then we got Light Turbo Birdo over here. So that's also Super. Got him at level 6. Base points, I've got him double uncapped, so 408. There's him. And then just leveled up the Eggshell Glider, which is also a Super, to level 5. I don't have any more tickets, so I couldn't level him up anymore. And then base points, got him double uncapped at 408. So, based on my loadout and my player level, and if I can do 125 actions in the game and average 52 bonus points per action, I can anticipate getting about 24,000 points on that course. So here, we'll go ahead and put in, what is it? Got 23,974. All right. So now, let's say hypothetically, I wanted to use Rosalina Swimwear. Okay, so she's a high end, so I could change over on my calculator here, go over to high end. She's only at level 4, and her base points are 980. But I know that she's a coin box driver, and whenever you get a coin box, you can anticipate getting about 10 to 15 more actions. And if you get a coin box frenzy, that could be anywhere from like 20 to 25 more actions. So what we got to do here is change our actions, and I would say probably like I could anticipate like 25 more actions on a good run, so 150. So if we compare Toad at level 6, double uncapped, to Rosalina Swimwear, level 4, single uncapped, I would actually get 25,274. So I'd get like 1,300 more points.
That's awesome.
So maybe I'd actually rather go with Rosalina Swimwear, right?
Totally. Yeah, and the cool thing about this too, right, is I feel like when you're playing just for fun, you really gravitate to the players that you love. So I am obsessed with Yoshi. So when I first started playing, I just wanted to play Yoshi on every single race, right? And then once you actually see the numbers, you realize that based off of the player and their skill, right, whether it's coin box or big bananas or mushrooms, once you start crunching the data, like you get more points for certain players. So once you have the data, you tend to actually start learning what's going to convert for you. So Rosalina would be really cool at 4, but Peach Vacation, we have her at level 6, right?
Yeah. So this is kind of a good segue into the strategy for this week. This week is unique in that both the first race, this Koopa Troopa Beach RT, has both Peach Vacation and Rosalina Swimwear. Both are coin box drivers, and actually, to be honest, at the beginning of this tour, both of these players were at level 4 and 980. Okay? If you take a look at the next race, Royal Raceway R, so we can actually kind of pop over here to Royal Raceway R. So this is the second tab in the calculator. You can see here that we have, again, both Rosalina Swimwear and Peach Vacation. Well, before yesterday, these were both at the exact same level, exact same base points, and so it wouldn't have mattered. But I had some tickets that I could spend, and taking a look at the course coverage for each of them, each driver, and based on the other coin box characters that I had, it made more sense for me to go ahead and go with Peach Vacation. So I ended up leveling her up from level 4 and 1190. So let's go ahead and take a look at Royal Raceway R then. So my player level is 138. And my actions, I was anticipating, I've played it before in a previous tour and had a really good run that was, 140. And it's kind of a hard race to keep combo on because it's long. And there's some long straightaways and stuff, so I think 52 is a good kind of starting off points, bonus points per action. So let's go ahead and fill in these guys here. So double uncapped, 1,190 points. Then let's see here. Got a lot of choices, but I think I'm going to go with the Happy Ride, which I have at level 5. And base points, single uncapped at 490. And then, so this was another thing, is this glider is also in 2 races. So it's in the first and the second race. So for the tickets that were to be spent on both the driver and the glider, since they overlapped on these 2 courses, I pretty much got like a twofer.
It's so cool.
Right?
Yep. It's like buy one, get one free.
Yeah. So here we've got a super glider, level 5, and double uncapped to 408. All right, so we got a 555 loadout, double uncapped, single uncapped, and double uncapped. And I could anticipate getting probably about 27,000 points, which is respectable. If we take a look at, well, actually, let's do this. So let's type in the 26,822. Oh, actually, you know what we should do? Let me show you what happened real quick. Before, when she was level 4 and just single uncapped.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I could have anticipated for the same run getting only about 24,000 points. So by leveling her up 1 and points uncapping her, I could expect to get about 2,700 more points.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this calculator and the way that works is you just saw what he did. He was measuring everyone at 5 and with more points, and he was getting 26,822. And then he changed it back to 4, 24,064. So it really allows you to quickly see what you get the most bang for your buck and if it's worth up leveling. So for example, if the person who you're trying to beat is only 500 points ahead of you, instead of loading all your tickets on it, you'll now know, like, oh, if I just put this one thing up a level, it'll give me an additional 2,000 points. I only need to do that versus going all in.
Right. Or if you see, like, oh, if I actually just try and get like 10 more actions on this course,
Yep.
then I can get that extra 500 points or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
So here's something kind of fun. If you take a look, you got level 4 at 980. Oh, sorry. So before we had level 5 and double uncapped at 1190.
Yep.
If you were to have the tickets and put your driver up to level 6, look at how close level 6 driver single uncapped at 980 is, which is 26,808.
Yeah.
Compared to a level 5 driver double uncapped, it's 14 points difference
Yeah,
in the
really
end.
cool.
So the base points tickets are super important.
Yep.
Which is why getting placing so high in ranked every week is good, because that's where you get the majority of your cap unlock tickets. So yeah. So here, let's go ahead and move this back to level 5 and double uncapped.
And just to remind you, this is what he currently has it leveled out at. That's why we're pulling it back.
Yeah. So we'll do this last one, Donut Plains 2T. Now you notice here, I just played it on auto mode, and so I only got like 2,600 points, but I was able to play it. It shows up. Oh, no, that's the 2. Where is it? Over here. Where'd it go? It shows up a lot of times when there's a new track, it'll show up a couple of times. And so if you don't want to play the ranked version, you can play the second version of it. And for some reason I can't find it. Anyway. It's going to bug me now. But I think I anticipated getting... I'm at 138. I think it was 100 actions at, I think it was like 48. Oh, wait, no, 70. Since this is a trick track, that's right. I was thinking of last week's.
If you go to the Donkey Kong Cup,
Okay.
and it's going to be in the top right-hand corner.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. And so I'm going to say 100, and then we're actually going to go up to like 70 here. Since it's a trick track, and it's pretty easy to keep non-stop combo, we're going to go ahead and say 70 points. And coming back to ranked, let's see who we have here. So I've got either Penguin Luigi or Sunshine Mario at level 3 and 980, so they're both the same. And then I've got my favorite cart in the entire game, the Gilded King.
She's so cool.
Oh my goodness, yes.
We may have screamed like little girls when we pulled this one. We'll post the video sometime. It's pretty hilarious.
Alright, so double uncapped at 595. And then gonna go with the Super Mario Kart glider, which is currently at level 3 and 490. Okay, so 20,145. 20,145. Okay, so now we've gone through all 3 courses. You can see here in the tool at the very end, there's kind of a summary screen. So it calls out each of the races: Koopa Troopa Beach RT, Royal Raceway R, Donut Plains 2T. It's got our predicted score, so the 25,000, 26,000, and 20,000. And then I haven't put in my actual scores yet, but right now I'm predicting that I should be able to get around 72,240 points. So give or take, it's not an exact science. So this is important to go ahead and calculate like at the beginning of a tour, because you can see where your competition's at, right? So like the first day, I think these people were at like the mid to high 60s, and I saw that I could get 72, so I was like, oh,
You're like, sweet.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and, kind of see how it pans out for the next couple days. And right now we've got these two guys. What's this guy? He's at player level 56.
So he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, so he's got 76,800 points. And then this player, 51. Pretty good. So anyway, you can kind of see, I like to wait a couple of days just to kind of see how it pans out. If there's someone that has like crazy good loadouts and they're, if they already have like 90,000 points by now, and I'm seeing that I can only get 72,000, maybe this week I just want to take it easy and like rank down, like get to 6th place where you still get some rubies and some tickets, but you go down a tier.
Yeah. And going back to why we weren't excited about the cat tour was last week in my ranked, I didn't have a top shelf driver in one of them, and the question came up like, okay, do I want to try to rank up to get rubies? Like, so you kind of have like these 3 different tiers. And when we did the calculation, even if I were to invest, I think it was like 8 tickets and uncap things, like I still wouldn't even made like 6th place. It was below that. So because of the app, I strategically was like, let me go for 18th place. I've never taken 18th place or 20th place.
20th place.
20th place.
To go down 2.
Yes.
We both tiered down to 2 last year.
Yeah, and the best
tour.
thing about tearing down is the next week you're in a much easier cup, so you're more likely to win, right? So because of that, I was like, let me just try to get last place. So there's no way for me to get any of these bonuses. So let me get in last place, and next week I have a better chance.
Yeah. So, for example, this week though, 72,000 was what I was predicting, and people in the first couple days hadn't even broken 70. So, right now, we got these 2 at 75 and 76, and that's okay. So, let's see here. If we go back, you guys can see here, I was playing Royal Raceway yesterday and ended up getting 35,000. And if we compare that score to the top 3 players in my ranks, Royal Raceway this guy has 27, and this guy has 30.4k, and then like 29.8. So I've actually already got, more than 5,000 points just in that one.
Yeah. And
in that one course.
Yeah, and if Neil goes back to the calculators to the Royal Raceway sheet, this is what we learned, right? Is we were anticipating for this that we would get, what was it, like 140 actions? Mm-hmm. In reality, how many actions did you get when you got that 35?
Yeah, so let's cut to, I ended up recording it, so let me enter this, and let's cut to the race where...
This is like one of the most perfect races,
Okay. So here's the actual race. Sorry. I'm just trying hard to keep combo. Started off with a coin frenzy, which is great.
That's awesome.
We got King Boo coming up, trying to mess me up, but I'm getting him. So we got combo up to 60, get the coin, 61, 62, and 63. And for some reason here, I just couldn't get it and dropped combo. So that was 360 points that I lost, but got back up here, so crossing the one lap with about 9,000 points, which was good. So I knew this race was kind of one to keep.
Yeah.
I was praying for coin boxes and more frenzies.
Yeah, not only is that good, this is an incredible race. Don't undershoot yourself.
But I ended up dropping combo right there and then getting coin frenzy. So there's another 360 points.
So coin frenzies are cool, but they are so much more effective when you are high into your combo count because you're getting a lot more points per coin that you cash in on.
And then my blue shell comes, but I had a coin box that I had done before the blue shell hit me, and then I used my item ticket and got a coin box frenzy. So I kept my combo. So right now I'm up to like 92. I've maxed out my coins for the race. I've got 99. And then there's all these bananas here at the very end, like a minefield. And then someone tries to shoot me with a shell, and I cross with 21-3.
Blows my mind. Such a good race.
And with 35-368.
Oh my goodness.
So, at the very end here, we can see, we pop over. So I had 11,103 bonus points. 11,103. And then ended up getting 196 actions.
Which is like 50 more than he originally anticipated.
Yeah, so I ended up getting like 56.6 bonus points per action, which
That's
was
awesome.
4 more than the 52 that I anticipated.
So not only did he get more items, or more actions, but they're actually ranked higher.
Yeah.
Each one's worth more.
Yeah.
So cool.
So, anyway, we'll come back over here. So yeah, got the 35,368. So now, in order to be able to get first, I've got at least 5,000 more. Well, let's see here. This guy got like 8,000 more.
8,000 more than that first placer.
Yeah.
On that race.
So anyway, now I can, I was anticipating on the Donut Plains 2T. I was fully ready to get Mario Sunshine up to like level 4 and, maybe get the Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart glider up to level 4. But now, depending on how well I do on the first race here, Koopa Troopa, which has the same driver and glider, if I can end up getting more points than I anticipate, more than the 25,000, if I can get close to 30, then I'm going to have 65,000 just between those two courses.
That's awesome.
And then I won't have to put any tickets into Donut Plains. In fact, I can probably, what I've done before is I'll actually play with like second shelf stuff. Because really, when you think about it, if first place is currently in 76,877, you really only need about 77,000 to get first place.
Totally.
We all know that these people that are in my ranked, I'm not in their ranked, right?
And some of us might not actually know that. So if you're looking at it depends how long you've been playing, but if you're looking at your top 20 players, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually in their cup as well. Or like they're competing with you, but you're competing with them. So because of that.
Yeah, so the thing is I'm probably in some other people's ranked that if they're, only able to get like, say, 79,000 points or something, I would feel bad if I just played all 3 courses like crazy and got like 90,000 points, putting them into second, reducing their ruby count by a half, right, for their rewards, if I really only need to get the 77,000. So we could both be happy. I could be in first, they can be in first.
You're so considerate.
And everyone just enjoys the game a little bit better.
We really want everyone just to have fun and to love this game. And I cannot... Okay, so this was a couple weeks ago. I was heartbroken, guys. We had done all the calculations, and I was like, I'm set. I'm going to get first place. This is great. I invested like 3 high-end tickets because I really wanted it that week, and I was all set up. And I can't remember the actual scores, but let's say I had like 62,000. I knew that was going to clinch me first. It was like 2 hours before the tour ended, and the person who was down in like 7th place bumped up to like 72,000. They were like 10,000 points ahead of me, and there's only 2 hours left. And I was so frustrated. I was like, this is Ah!
Mm-hmm.
It's obnoxious. It's so frustrating when that happens. So we try to be considerate.
Yeah. So you'll notice down here, I'm way down at 19th. Thing is, though, is I actually change my name. I'm aiming right now for 77,000. So if I'm in somebody else's ranked, I'm hoping that they see that I'm actually going to try and get 77,000. And if it turns out that I need, in order to get first 78,000 or 79, I'll go ahead and update my name.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to communicate to someone that I may be in there ranked to let them know, like, hey, look.
Yeah, because you're super considerate like that.
Yeah.
I don't publish that. I just have it as my regular race name. But that being said, I'm not trying to blow everybody out of the water. But you play how you want. Like, if you love killing people, like, you do you. You do you, guys.
Yeah.
This tool will help you figure out what you need in order to do that.
But just know that what goes around comes around.
What goes around comes around. But the coolest thing about this tool is, like, you don't have to beat everybody by 10,000 points, right? So if you have 3 high-end tickets and you know that you don't need to invest them, save them for next week when you might need to invest them, because every now and then the cat tour type tour comes around and you're like, screw you, Mario Kart. I don't have a high-end. It's junk.
Yeah.
Save your tickets for those weeks.
So anyway, we hope that you guys like the video. Let us know if you like the content, if you like the tool. We're going to go ahead and there's going to be a link in the description of the video that you can access the tool. And when you do, you're going to need to come up here in the menu and do share and export. And then you're going to have to do at the very bottom here, it says make a copy. In order to be able to modify anything in a shared sheet, you have to make a copy and make it local on like your own device to be able to change it. You can't, it's just a read-only copy when you just through the link.
And for those who aren't obsessed with the Google Docs like us, this isn't Excel. This isn't like the Word Microsoft Excel. If you have a Google account and you can import this into your Google account and then access it from your phone at any point in time, it's a free software called Google Sheets.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, hope you like the content. We'll probably come out with another video at the end of the ranked to show what we did for the first and the third courses and show how close we got to our prediction. So anyway, if you guys like the content and want to see more of it, go ahead and subscribe and like and
Hit
all
that
that
little
stuff.
bell button.
Mm-hmm. And it'll let you know when we post a new video. So anyway, thanks for your guys' time, and may the frenzies be forever in your favor.